How's it going, you guys? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm feeling like hammered shit right now. It's been a long last couple of weeks, just between working at the hospital with this whole outbreak thing happening again. Good old Florida really sticking it to us good. That's been real fun. And then yesterday, as of the time of making this video, I had my wisdom teeth pulled, so I quite literally feel like I've just been like rapid punched in the face. So I don't really know if you can tell if there's any swelling. It's not too bad, at least right now. I'll probably wake up tomorrow morning and be a balloon, but it's awful. I've been wanting to make more videos, but it's just been so crap essentially lately, so I'll probably try to keep this one short. I mostly just wanted to talk about the last couple weeks, and also just kind of what I've been reading, watching, playing. I've been getting a little more back into gaming. I kind of dropped it for a while, and I kind of wanted to get recommendations from you guys, what you guys have been reading, what you've been watching, what you've really been enjoying that maybe I haven't checked out yet. I always like to get something new when I can. So I always like to get the bad news or the rough shit out of the way first. And basically, with getting your wisdom teeth pulled, most people, you always get the fun videos of people being loopy and all doped up and just saying the most absurd stuff. And I don't know why, but I went in and they just Novocained me like they would be doing a filling or something and numbed me up. And I was like, I'm getting knocked out, right? I was not. I was completely awake for the entire experience, and that is a sound I quite literally never want to hear ever again. I would rather read some of the cursed dojin tags I've covered in the past than have to listen to the sound I had to listen to while they friggin' quite literally held my face and yanked. I apologize for anybody that's squeamish or has to even get any of that mental imagery. It sucked dick. I mean, and to make matters worse, it wasn't just a normal experience of being awake and just being aware of the entire thing happening, but they ended up crushing one of the teeth while pulling it, and oh my god, it exposed the nerve, so I had to get emergency oral surgeon care and go to another place while I'm all numbed up to then have the other one pulled that got crushed. So it was just a whole experience. I was numb for even longer, and it was just they had to cut my gums and into my jaw, and it's just, I'm loving it. I am loving it. If you can't tell already. It is what it is. I mean, it's kind of one of those things that's while it's happening, it sucks, but then it's I didn't need to go to sleep. I'm a fucking man. I've played Dark Souls. I've played Chef of Destruction. I've played all these games that slap me around like a little bitch. Nah, nothing. I would rather do any of those than this. But whatever. It didn't hurt. It's almost like the phantom pain of the experience while it happened. So that's past. Now I'm just dealing with the aftermath of trauma to my mouth. So hopefully it passes in a few days. It's only been 2 days and I'm already looking forward to getting past the geriatric, octogenarian, softened mechanical diet of all this pureed crap. It's like mashed potatoes, applesauce, fucking just mac and cheese and ramen are just close enough because you can kind of bite front teeth and swallow in small bits, but I can't chew anything, and it sucks because I don't know, I like enjoying food. I'm really slow with food, as anybody that's ever eaten around me would tell you, snail's pace. But yeah, it sucks. I'm eagerly looking forward to this being over. Hopefully it doesn't take more than a week and a half to get past, and I can get back and running at full speed. Now for literally anything that isn't super depressing, a little bit of the escapism, what I've been watching, checking out, and following recently, whether it's finished or whatnot. I'm not really too sure if I'll make a video on any of these in their own, but recently I actually just was really wanted to see some almost ecchi comedy-esque show. So I ended up checking out, for some reason, out of a random list of things, the one that grabbed my attention was How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. I believe that's the proper title for it. Correct me if I am wrong. That show is really funny. It's almost kind of like a Konosuba, but for like romance harem, kind of. I found it really funny. I saw a lot of people didn't like it, and it was like, oh, very bland or contrived. And it's like, all right, look, I went in for ecchi and comedy, and I got that. Everything else, and it gave me what I wanted, but it actually had really good character development for the entire cast. And it's over too. I really like things that are finished, so it gives me the resolution while I'm jumping in. So yeah, that's a good one. Non-anime show that I checked out was The Naked Director. It's basically the rise and growth of the porn industry over in Japan from the 80s to 90s. And it's a true story that follows a real director and his ups and downs, quite literally rock bottoms and all-time highs. It is very good. I highly recommend checking it out. It is, honestly, season 2 just came out a month or two ago, and I didn't think they could top what they did with season 1, and it was just as exciting, if not more exciting. I don't think there's gonna be a season 3 for it, which is kind of upsetting because it does follow a true story, and you can look up what actually happens, and there's not a lot. Like, it actually does end where it ends on season 2. But yeah, definitely worth your time. Just be aware, it is basically softcore, maybe a little past that. It's basically like full sex scenes, just not showing like the lower like half, but also still kind of showing. Just be aware that maybe not watch it in front of your parents or your roommates, unless you got your homies. That's how to know if it's a real one you're sitting next to. As far as like reading goes, I haven't read too much, mostly because I'm either getting invested in a long-term thing or continuing old things. I actually read all of Temple, which is made by the same person that did Grand Blue. And honestly, if you haven't checked out Grand Blue, please. It is, honestly, it's probably one of the funniest manga / animes I've ever seen. I think a lot of people do agree. I don't think that's a hot take. Made by the same people, so it just has like the ridiculous ecchi aspect to it, and just like the faces are amazing, just like from super cartoony to just super like serious and detailed. Very fun if you want a comedy based thing. I'm about halfway through Gantz, which is just a mental joyride. It is absolutely insane. My only problem with it is it keeps making all these questions as it continues, but not answering anything. And then it just, instead of giving an answer, it's another question. It's fucking ridiculous, but god dang if it isn't an absolute roller coaster. And it has amazing character development. The main character of Gantz, Kurano, I love this character. It's like the absolute polar opposite of the typical like shonen protagonist, and it's just like, we should save these people, and it's just like, why? It's not my problem. And just watching his growth as a character feels so much more realistic when he does accomplish stuff. It's like, damn, it's just so much gore, so much tits. It's got all the adult themes. It feels super edgy, but it feels like it also earns it. And I'm curious to see where it goes, because I'm only on volume 19 or so, where I've stopped recently. But yeah, that's what I've been reading recently. And for games, kind of all over the place. I don't know what year it is. I've been playing a lot of stuff from like the 90s. I've been going through all of the Doom games because I feel like I grew up on first-person shooters, and it's definitely like the comfort food of gaming for me when I'm not playing all the other genres. But it's basically one of the ones that kind of pioneered the genre, and I've been going through those. The first two, even not really the first 3, 1, 2, and 64 are very like fast-paced, much like the reboot series that's happening right now with 2016 and Eternal. But I'm currently on Doom 3, and it's very similar to the Doom movie, which I actually just sat down and watched before I started filming this. Go watch the Doom movie. It's not great, but I think it's good. It might be nostalgia for me too, but I really enjoy it. It's got Carl Urban, the main character, or one of the main characters from The Boys, and also Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which I think everybody knows who that is. But yeah, Doom 3, the game, it gives me so much anxiety. It's actually like scary. Instead of it being like Mick Gordon, like heavy metal, like headbanging, it's just like flashlight shaking. I'm like the biggest, buffest, like neck of a Marine, just like walking around like I'm from Gears of War, except everything's just like fuck. So it's fun, but it gives me genuine anxiety, mostly because I don't like playing scary games. But it also kind of reminds me of like the original Dead Space, except maybe not as polished because it is from 2004. But yeah, those have been really fun. Aside from that, kind of going back to my roots, and one of probably, honestly, if I had to say my favorite, really also not a hot take, for a franchise series, Pokemon. I've been really wanting to play Pokemon just in general, and I've gone through all the main lines and played a lot of the spin-offs, but I don't know why. I'm probably going to give up on this challenge, but I want to complete Pokemon, which is just the most absurd goal possible, and by that I mean just complete the Pokedex in every generation. I'm probably going to give up after Generation 1, let's be honest. But we'll see. It's definitely one of those things where it's like, this is going to be continued 10 years from now, where I'm still trying to do it. But I'm currently playing Pokemon Yellow on the Virtual Console for my 3DS, and I ordered a bunch of copies of like the old like cartridges, which is just like, all right, shell out all the money just to buy those. Aside from that, yeah, I might make a video on them. I'm not really too sure. It's gonna be a long time before I can even complete Yellow, since I need Red and or Blue. Also, I have to buy those. It's a whole process. We'll see how it turns out. As for the most important part of this video, what have you guys been reading? What have you guys been watching? Recommend me at least one manga, one anime that you've been keeping up with or you really want people to check out. Try to keep it not like more than like 100 episode show or a like 300 chapter manga, because I mean, I'm trying. The backlog is already thick as hell, and it just keeps piling up more and more every day. So if you have anything that's kind of that sweet spot, or you can take off in chunks, I'm absolutely open to suggestions. So yeah, hopefully you found some entertainment value from this video. I know it wasn't super fun. It's more of a chilled out one. Honestly, just talking kind of sucks. It's not impossible. Yesterday was actually impossible with the actual gauze in my mouth and everything, but it's a little more bearable today. I can kind of feel the pressure. I'm going to go grab some ice. But yeah, other than that, that's all I really had to talk about for today. So hopefully, unlike me, you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.